que você tá falando isso?
Pronto.
Que tipo de marido que não manda a mulher cobrir o decote?
So this was.
Oh,
I kill you.
I kill you! Fucking clown! Você tá gravando?
Isso. Here's the.
I'm so sorry.
Here's the offending zip tie. That's where I dug in, and that's, you know, the effect. And the offending knife, embarrassingly, one of these awful Bud K assisted opening knives. As you can see, it cut right proper into my thumb. I mean, right in. It's not double-edged like I thought. It's just a false edge, but it's definitely a good-sized swedge, which goes to show you how important swedges are for stabbing ability. Kind of turns into one of those knife myths number 2, which I just posted as well. This was the thing I was trying to get loose, microfiber thing, which I think this is going to be really useful for knives. I wear glasses as well. Anyway, so that was the offending thing. You know, the idea that dull knives, I mean, it cut through the thing, but it just went right through. And yeah, I mean, it's primarily my fault, obviously, like most accidents. You know, I just stabbed right into myself. I shouldn't have been cutting that way, which it was dumb. I was talking at the same time, not paying attention to what I was doing. So, yeah, you know, I deserved it. I was gonna really try not to go to the emergency room, but it was gushing so much blood. As you can see, here, let me see if I can turn it around. And I mean, there's like blood on the wall. I mean, there's blood on the wall, for God's sakes. I mean, Jesus Christ. Don't know how that managed to do that. Probably, I probably flung my hand that way. Anyway, we're gonna continue with the cold steel. These things are genius. I'm going to continue with that in honor of cold steel until we find out what happens with them. Nobody expects anything good to happen, you know, which is a sad sign that even non-technical experts have realized the inherent failings of capitalism, that, you know, the entire population, without discussing it or having any kind of academic understanding, analysis of the nature and function of capitalism, the nature and logic of capitalism, and they didn't read Richard Heilbroner, you know? They certainly didn't read Marx or Herbert Marcuse or anything like that, yet everyone immediately knew, like, oh, this is just going to be a profit thing. It's not going to be about the care that people give a certain market, right? Because when we talk about that, we're talking about a company like Lynn Thompson. We're talking that he's not a capitalist. A capitalist is someone who uses money to make money. He's an old school industrialist, but in a sense, it's an extension of what we might call a craftsman. He cares about his craft. Capitalists don't have a craft. Their only craft is to be crafty and maximize profit. That is not the same thing. And people instinctually know that. They just get it. Okay, let's see. Survivor, another $4 knife. I really need to stop buying these $4 knives. No, I don't. I love $4 knives. Gouging myself with a $4 knife today. And another myth. Knife guys need to learn to use scissors, which is what as I was cutting the zip tie, I was like, you know, I should probably use wire cutters or scissors, because this thing is cinched really too tightly for a knife. But knife guys always use a knife. So that's going to be knife myth number 3, that scissors are not knives. Scissors are just 2 chisel ground knives pinned together on an axis. Look at that. That's cute. That's $4. Pequeno, né? These things are cute. I like these. These things are so funny. This Survivor series. I think these are master cutlery, I think, actually. I mean, these sheaths are pretty awful. Another thing is, I was using one of these $3 knives as an ice pick. Because what I realized is, I don't have an ice pick. I'm not going to use one of my good knives. So I grabbed one of these $4 knives and used it as an ice pick. And a wedge and a pry tool to get rid of a bunch of ice. Because I don't care about a $4 knife. You know, and it's an actual fixed blade. I already have one of these. Why did I get another one? Oh, because I never got the mullet. I wanted to get the mullet. Oh well. So there's the mullet. I got one of these things. Aluminum canteen, Maxam. I mean, these things are probably made with toxic Chinese pot steel or pot metal, or, well, it's aluminum, so who knows how toxic these things are. Probably pretty toxic, but I don't officially have a canteen, and so I'm gonna take all my water bottles, my water bladders, keep them all filled in case of an emergency, because, you know, living in California, it's pretty dumb not to have a lot of water set aside, because if there's a huge earthquake and there's no water for a while, yeah, things could get bad. I got this Marbles Bayonet, pretty sure this is a replica. I mean, if even a replica. It's sad to think Marbles used to literally make bayonets for the army, and now they're just some cheap Chinese company that makes fake replica wannabe knives, you know? I mean, this is just embarrassing. You know, it's such a shadow of itself. I believe, yep, that is a real bayonet in terms of its double-edged. So it's a true, huh? Não, é metal. Não, é metal, mas isso é plástico, mas isso é para armas. Entendeu? Para armas. Para militar. Para guerra. É bacana, né? So, I mean, I've never had a literal bayonet before, so this is cool. She said it was bacana, which means like, that's cool as shit. It feels kind of stiff. Okay. Oh, hey, it's got a button. Can't be mad about that. Buttons are much better than Velcro, because Velcro wears out. And certainly they didn't have Velcro in the old military days when we used bayonets. The Marines still get issued bayonets, I know that. There was an episode in either Iraq or Afghanistan where a company of Marines were pinned down and they got sick of it. So the Marines are still issued bayonets, and so they said, all right, screw this, we're going to storm that building. They all fixed bayonets. They got up and charged, and the gunmen were so freaked out by something that just raw that they cleared the hell out. They went into the building, there was nobody left. They just took off because these fucking Marines started charging at them with bayonets fixed. So, you know, the Marines, they know what they're doing. You know, the Marines are still, let's see, the Marines are the only ones that never got rid of their sniper unit. The Army at one point got rid of their sniper unit. The Marines never did, as tiny of a fighting force as they are. They've also never given up on the bayonet. They still issue those. And they also never stopped with the shotgun. They still issue the Mossberg for as a breech gun. What else do the Marines do that's old school? I think, yeah, and the Marines are still the last ones that, or were the last ones that still issued the M16 in certain circumstances, if I'm not mistaken. What is this? Oh my gosh. Oh, this is the Gerber. I think this is the Gerber LST. I mean, you look at the measurements and you know it's small, but I mean, this is just Look at that. It doesn't even line up. Look at that. That is terrible. And it's pinned, so there's nothing you can do about it once it's wore out. But, I mean... Oh, it's got a half stop in it? You know, you could put a key ring or lanyard on that. Stick that on your keychain. That'll do you. That'll do you. That's a decent little knife. I know I didn't... Good lord, it's just made in Portland, Oregon. Look at that. Made in the USA, huh? Snappy. Oh, cool. Another one. So I think I'm going to give this away for Christmas. So we saw that one. That's the Bundeswehr one. This is supposed to be a pink one, but it looks like I didn't get a pink one. Looks like it's the blue one. Oh, another dime. Another Christmas present. I got this canteen as well. This is supposed to be the Polish surplus. I mean, apparently it's real surplus. Yeah, it looks like it's real surplus. So I'll clean that one up. Yeah, looks like it's real surplus. I'll clean that one up. And again, I'm just going to have to fill these up with water. So anytime there's an emergency, I'm ready to go. Alright, this is pretty corny. Combat ready knives. These things are never very high quality. I mean, just never. I mean, they're also dirt cheap. You know, I know everyone loves to make fun of this, but trust me, these things will definitely cause cancer. Again, one of these little fake military knives. Okay, so this is interesting. This is one of those... That's not a good sign. So this is clearly a fairly thin rat tail. This is a sawback. It's a serrated chisel grind, but it's too thick to actually cut anything. This is supposed to be a wire cutter that it's supposed to connect with the sheath somehow, but that's just for show. I'm sure it's not really functional. The handle is grippy. This little rubbery stuff is pretty cool. There's a lanyard tube or lanyard hole or whatever you want to call that. It's basically a saber grind. It's got a blood groove or a fuller there on that side. Really cheap sheath. I mean, this thing was, I don't know, maybe 10 bucks, certainly not 20 bucks. I mean, this thing is really cheap, but I don't know, I kind of wanted to get some military style knives. So, you know, a bayonet. Oh, this was that sale they had on military stuff for, I think it was Veterans Day or whatever it was. Memorial Day, maybe? I don't remember. But, you know, some military style knives, just for the heck of it. Just dirt cheap. These are so fun. I mean, I think it would be fun to go camping and just mess around with this, throw it around. Okay. Acabou. Acabou. Já.
Depois de tanta carne piscina.
That is a good knife.
Você para de ficar balançando a faca, vou cortar o outro dedo que você não tem. Oxi. Essa faca.
Look at that. You can this snaps out. Did you see that? I mean, you could. I mean, look. You know, you can snap that right out. Hold on. Look. Just like that. That is a great knife. I mean, I gotta tell you, this is a great knife. I love it. Okay. Say bye.
Bye. See you later.